This is a redirect video for Assassination Classroom episodes 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. 5 episode reactions, so click in the description below to go see my reaction to those episodes, and then come back here to see my full review of the episodes, my theories and ideas and all that stuff like that. So click away now or be spoiled as to what to happen, so click away now. Okay, just like my other video, I do want to point out that those of you who missed it, which I don't know why I said at the beginning of the video, but I'm going to say at the beginning of this one as well. I do have a little kind of weird puffiness on my top eyelids, so that's why my eye is a little more squinty than normal. So just deal with it. That's what I do. So anyways, let's get down to it. Okay, so episodes 7 and 8 were pretty interesting. It was like a little mini arc with them, the class going on a field trip, basically, going to see all the sites and everything. And while they're doing that, there's like assassins, like with trained snipers and everything, like trying to get a good point to kill Koro Sensei. And that was pretty interesting to see, like it was kind of interesting because like usually when stuff like that happens, it's usually like a I keep saying usually, normally like a background character, kind of like faceless, nameless. We never get any information on this sniper whatsoever, but they put a lot of effort into like telling us about this, like this assassin, this is Red Eyes, whatever his name is. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I'm wondering if he could come back later and like have a role or something like that later on. I don't know. I just found it interesting that like they put a lot of time and effort into making a character and giving him a name and a lot of like in the spotlight kind of treatment for like just a character that's going to be around for like I think just one episode. I don't know, but that was really cool. How like he tried to kill him twice, and both times he like just instinctively he was like, "Yep, I got him," and he looked at his sights and like, he was like he caught the bullet. Or what was the other time? The first time he shot him, he got the bullet. Second time, that's right, he couldn't shoot because he was like busy dodging the the whatever when he was doing the recreation of the samurai thing, whatever. He like kept jumping around so you can get a clear shot. Yeah, it's really interesting. Sorry. But yeah, so the interesting part about that I liked more so was he just gave up. He decided he's like I can't remember his exact wordings, but he was basically saying like I'll never be able to do it kind of thing, and he wants to go and see different colors and is through his eyes kind of thing instead of red. Hence the name Red Eye. He wants to see different colors and everything in his eyes and everything. That was kind of a cool way to send off. That's what I'm wondering if he could come back later on as like a character, or something like that, like to help the students out or like something. I don't know. There is a forced seat in the teachers' lounge, for them to hire somebody. So I'm fully expecting another teacher to come up soon. Not soon. I don't know. I'm expecting a teacher to come on. I guess maybe 2 seats. And it says the Ichuna, his master, was sitting in one of the seats. So they have 4 seats, and 2 of them are teachers. Third one is Ichuna, teacher, master, guardian, whatever. So if he counts as a teacher, then they have 1 seat left. But if he doesn't count as a teacher, they have two people left. So yeah, I'm interested to see about that. I have a big thing about Ichuna and Koro Sensei that I'll talk about in a second. But yeah, I thought it was really cool to see this whole kind of like mini arc of them kind of like seeing the sights and attempting to assassinate Koro Sensei and everything. The whole kidnapping thing I thought was pretty interesting twist to like the main plot kind of thing. I full on believe that the girls at some point were going to use their assassin techniques to get away. Not like kill the people, but like just like get away, kind of thing. Or Karma seemed like he did pretty well against them, but he got distracted because the girls were getting taken. So he got distracted and he got hit behind, kind of thing. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I just felt like they could have used their techniques a little more in that fight, but Koro Sensei stepped up anyways. Regardless, but they also found the handy notes that Koro Sensei wrote down in the book to pinpoint exactly how to find the students and everything. That was pretty funny. Um, yeah, and I like how they're like the bad guys were doing or saying something like why is that in the book or whatever, like that kind of thing is really funny. Um, but yeah, so it was a cool little fight thing that they did there with Koro Sensei like jumping around really quickly and like it almost looked like it was snapping necks, but like it just kind of like punches, I guess. Um, but the way like some of the faces all of a sudden they're like going normal and all of a sudden like sideways, kind of thing. So it seemed like he like snapped her neck like all of a sudden, and like Mach speed. But I don't know, mostly just probably just uppercuts or like punches or whatever. Probably not punches. At Mach speed, a punch will be like devastating. Um, maybe I don't know. But yeah, it was kind of cool little mini arc. Yeah. And then episode 9, 10, 11 were mostly about the new kids. They had 2 new kids show up. Izu, Izu, the AI, or Isu, one of those. And then Ituna, the Koro Sensei twin brother, kind of person. The AI girl was pretty fun. I liked how at the beginning she was all stats and like trying to learn everything that she can about like shooting, and then the second shot or second trajectory had like the little bullets right behind the blind spot. So like right when one like got knocked away, the second one was kind of there. Um, that was pretty cool. And he blew off a couple of fingers and stuff like that, so that was pretty cool. But after that, I think that's the only time Koro Sensei actually got hurt by her attacks. Um, but yeah, now that Koro Sensei he went ahead and modified her, made her all better and everything, and then her creators came in and got rid of 95% of the upgrades, and she kept the 5% hidden away from her creators, so she can kind of still have her freedom and uh, thoughts and everything like that. So that was pretty interesting. I'm interested to find out like why Koro Sensei has the ability to do everything that he's done so far. I do have a theory. My theory is, and this kind of goes with Ichuna as well. My theory is, we know he was once human. Um, so I think it was an experiment to potentially make like a super soldier kind of thing. Um, and Koro Sensei, his process of becoming what he is, um, either like a typical superhero, like comic book like scenario. Um, I think he got Jesus. Sorry, my dog. I think he had a um some kind of event happen that turned him into what he is. Um, and maybe that's what we're seeing in the flashbacks with the girl, with the building all exploding. I feel like that's the girl is like the creator of Koro Sensei, and the government kind of took her work and tried to make another one, hence brother, for Ituna, the little kid version. So yeah, I'm interested to find out more about those two. But yeah, I definitely see like the Core Sensei thing was all like experiment gone wrong, and then like the outcome was Core Sensei. Like probably not the intent was probably maybe to do that, but maybe it was like super soldier kind of thing, but gone awry, like hardcore, just like gone wrong, made Core Sensei, but in a way gone right. Um, but I'm interested to find out why the girl was talking about teaching as well, and kids too as well. Like that's another thing. Kind of my theory kind of drops off at. I think she said something like that when we first saw the flashbacks, saying like teaching the students or like whatever. Um, I feel like that's kind of like what the flashback was talking about. But yeah, I'm interested to see that, and also Ichina kind of being his guardian and everything, teaching him how to kill his brother. Um, yeah, I mean, there's a lot to the show. And I probably missed like maybe a couple of bits, but I think I got it all basically. I got all understood so far. I probably misremember some instances of the past, but it'll probably come back to me at some point. But yeah, I'm really interested to find out what happens with Ichina and how he becomes stronger. Apparently, he's going to come back near Apocalypse Day or whatever and try to stop Corson's at that day, whatever. Um, so he's like introduced in the same episode, fights Core Sensei, and then leaves. Um, so I'm pretty excited to see what happens after they come back and see how stronger he is or whatever. Um, it was interesting that Core Sensei grabbed with like a napkin the knife from their hands and used that to hit head tools and everything. I was actually wondering if that was against the rules because it is technically harming a student. Um, but the Guardian did use his techniques and everything to cheat in the arena or whatever. Um, but yeah, it's a pretty cool fight. I liked it a lot. With Ichina kind of like standing there like normal, like a normal kid, and then just lobbing off a limb or whatever of Core Sensei, and then him growing it back for energy and all the other limbs or whatever for energy. Um, it would have worked, but Core Sensei has like he was saying, he has like the intelligence, or he has the um crap. What he was saying something like he has the I can't remember his right wording, but he basically has like the mental. He's a lot smarter. I can't remember the exact wording, something like that, than Ichina. And he wanted to teach Ichina, but the Guardian said no and took him with him. Um, so that was kind of like a, I don't know, that the whole scenario seemed very strange. Not just because it's Ichina and like he's a brother, of course, but the encounter in general. Him arriving, blowing out the wall at the back of the room, saying that the wall was or proving the wall was not as strong as him. Him sitting down, a little bit of banter here and there, and then the fight, and then he left. Like that's it. Like that's it. And then there's a whole build up about him being like the new kid kind of thing. But then he immediately just leaves like the next day, or the end of the day, and won't be back until like the apocalypse day, which is like probably the end of the class year. So I don't know. And in terms of how other students are being made to stay there because they're supposed to be there, like the AI girl or whatever, um, it seems very strange that they introduce a new kid and then immediately take him away because his guardian says he needs to go on a vacation or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. It just seems very strange. And it seems like the guardian doesn't really play by the government's rules or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens next. I can predict what will happen next. I have no idea. Um, but yeah, my theory on the Koro Sensei in his past and everything is kind of shifted. Before I said it was kind of like a what was my theory before? It was my theory before was something like a missile was going to hit Koro Sensei. It blew up without him knowing, or protecting himself over it. Girl dies, or is dying, telling him to help the students or whatever. And then off from there. That was my old theory. New theory is kind of like experiment gone wrong, made super soldier in the process. Super soldier. He's not really a soldier; he's a teacher. But yeah, I think that kind of fits in the whole thing. We'll see how well it works, or not works. That doesn't make sense at all. We'll see how that turns in the coming episodes, and if we get more information. At first, when he saw the flashback, I thought it was hinting at the fact that was Ichina who was back then, and Koro Sensei is kind of remembering that it was Ichina that was the one by the side of the girl. Maybe that's, I don't know. Koro Sensei doesn't really seem like he knows Ichina at all, so that wouldn't make sense at all. I don't know. I'm sticking with the whole experiment gone wrong, made super soldier instead, and then the government kind of did that whole process again, probably in safer conditions and with a child, to make Ichina, so that way they can kind of control him that way. And probably not as limited amount, just to get the powers, but not technically the appearance of Koro Sensei. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm wondering if the moon was the instance, the first time Koro Sensei used his powers was the moon. That's, or maybe, I don't know. Maybe that was after the, if my theory is correct, after the experiment gone wrong and he's made into Koro Sensei, and after the teacher, whatever, he began his plan to teach the students and how to effectively go about it with the government backing his ideas about teaching the students. So he blows the moon up, and then it has the false whatever false statement, whatever, saying he's gonna blow the planet up, Earth, if he doesn't teach a student classroom to assassinate him. And then he's using that as an excuse to teach the students instead, and get them, everything. Get them I'm all over the place. Get them to not only be great assassins or whatnot, but mostly 100% is to teach them, kind of thing. So yeah, we'll find out if my theory is correct. Hopefully soon the better, in my eyes. But it'll probably be for a while until we hear any more about it. So yeah, leave a comment down below of what you thought of these episodes. And next week we're doing 4 episodes, including the opening as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and tune in next week, like I said, for 3 episodes and the opening. Like I just said, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. And yeah, this is kind of a short review, but all the important bits kind of boiled down to very tight knit kind of group of episodes. I really like the AI girl. She's pretty cool. I always like AI and robot people and all that stuff. I'm a big robot fan. So the AI is very cool. Coming to see more about her and how she can well, she said she uploaded all of her consciousness or whatever to all the kids' phones. But yeah, she's pretty interesting. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week for some more Assassination Classroom. Take care, everybody.